Adam Scott admits Tom Cruise inspired his running scene in Severance Season 2. Severance star Adam Scott recently opened up about an unexpected source of inspiration for the intense opening sequence of Severance Season 2, none other than Hollywood action icon Tom Cruise. During a candid conversation on SiriusXM's Literally with Rob Lowe podcast, Scott shared how his character Mark's intense running scene was influenced by Cruise's legendary running style, which has become a defining element of the actor's action film legacy. The 51-year-old actor explained that when it came time to shoot the scene, he couldn't help but think about the physicality and commitment that Cruise brings to his roles, especially when it comes to running. There's no way, if you're running that much in a suit, there's no way you can avoid any sort of comparison to Tom Cruise because he's the king, Scott admitted. I mean, he's been doing it for decades and it's so distinctive. You can spot a Tom Cruise running scene a mile away. It's almost become part of his brand. Scott, known for his roles in Parks and Recreation and Big Little Lies, shared insights into the technical challenges behind the scene. He explained that while shooting the opening sequence for the first episode of Severance Season 2, the production team experimented with different approaches to make his running look natural and convincing. What I find is something that Tom does that's incredibly impressive is how he makes it look so real, Scott said. At one point when we were shooting the opening sequence for the first episode of Season 2, we did a bunch of different stuff to see what would work best on camera. Scott revealed that one of the challenges was creating a sense of realistic movement and speed while filming in a controlled environment. At one point, I was on a treadmill with a harness connected to me, he said. And what we found was there was some uncanny valley thing that would start happening because if you're on a treadmill, you're running at a consistent speed. It just doesn't look right. The concept of the uncanny valley refers to the unsettling feeling people experience when something looks or feels almost human, but not quite. In this case, the consistent speed of the treadmill running created an artificial quality that didn't match the natural variations in speed that happen when someone runs in real life. There's no variation in your speed, whereas if someone is actually running, there's constant variation in speed that isn't even perceptible to the human eye, Scott noted. And that's the thing about Tom Cruise. When you watch him run, you can tell he's actually doing it. It's not just performance, it's real. Scott pointed out that Cruise's ability to bring a sense of realism and physicality to his running is what makes it so compelling. You clock it when you're watching Tom Cruise run, Scott said. There's something very human about it because he's actually doing it. That's why it works. To solve the problem and make the running sequence in Severance feel authentic, Scott and the production team realized that they had to introduce more natural variation in his running. We found that in order for it to be realistic, I had to run around on the treadmill just to make it inconsistent, he said. It was super interesting. You're welcome. Scott also revealed that Severance director and executive producer Ben Stiller is a huge Tom Cruise fan, which may have contributed to the subconscious influence. Ben also has an affinity for Tom Cruise, Scott mentioned with a laugh. I mean, who doesn't? He's been one of the biggest stars in the world for decades, and there's a reason for that. Tom Cruise's running legacy. Tom Cruise's running style has become legendary in Hollywood. Across his career, from Top Gun to Mission Impossible and War of the Worlds, Cruise has maintained a consistent and intense running technique that has become a signature part of his action persona. Cruise's running sequences are often marked by their precision, athleticism, and emotional intensity. He's known for performing many of his own stunts, and his commitment to realism extends to his running scenes. Unlike other action stars who might rely on special effects or stunt doubles, Cruise has built a reputation for physically pushing himself to deliver authentic performances. In the Mission Impossible series, Cruise's running sequences are often shot in long takes, emphasizing his speed and form. In Mission Impossible Fallout 2018, Cruise famously broke his ankle while performing a rooftop jump, yet still managed to finish the take. The scene was included in the final cut of the film, further cementing Cruise's dedication to realism. Scott's decision to emulate Cruise's running style speaks to the broader influence that Cruise has had on the action genre and the industry as a whole. His running isn't just about physical movement, it's about conveying urgency, determination, and emotional stakes. The importance of physicality in Severance's storytelling. In Severance, Scott's character Mark navigates the psychological and emotional complexities of a mysterious corporate environment where employees' memories are surgically divided between their work and personal lives. The physicality of the running scene reflects Mark's inner turmoil and the high-stakes nature of the narrative. Scott explained that the decision to focus on the authenticity of the running sequence was rooted in the show's overall tone and aesthetic. Severance is known for its minimalist production design, stark lighting, and unsettling atmosphere. Capturing a realistic running sequence was part of maintaining the show's immersive quality. The whole show is about creating this sense of unease and psychological tension, Scott said. If something looks off, even a running scene, the audience is going to feel it. That's why we knew we had to get it right. By tapping into Cruise's running style, Scott and the production team were able to bring a sense of authenticity and emotional weight to the scene. It's not just about running fast, Scott said. It's about making it feel real, making it feel human. Adam Scott's evolution as an actor. Scott's decision to reference Cruise's running style reflects his broader growth as an actor. While he's best known for his comedic work on Parks and Recreation, Scott has increasingly taken on dramatic roles in recent years, showcasing his versatility and depth. In Big Little Lies, Scott portrayed a complex, emotionally wounded character navigating the pressures of marriage and fatherhood. In Severance, Scott explores the psychological toll of corporate life and the existential questions surrounding identity and memory. Scott's willingness to embrace the physical demands of the role, including studying and emulating Cruise's running style, highlights his commitment to delivering a layered and authentic performance. Conclusion. Adam Scott's revelation about taking inspiration from Tom Cruise adds an intriguing layer to his performance in Severance Season 2. Cruise's running style has become a cinematic trademark, representing intensity, determination, and authenticity. By studying and replicating that style, Scott was able to elevate his performance and contribute to the show's overall sense of realism and emotional weight.